Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're having an incredible day wherever you are. So, I wanted to hop on here and chat about how do you find your life purpose? This is something that I guess I've never really struggled with because I've always been very in tune with the things that I guess I love to do. Like, I first started my business when I was like 19 as a photographer, and well, it went sort of like in and out of like iterations of it being full time and it not being full time. Like, I've always been pretty confident with like that's something I love to do, and like I'm gonna find a way to make it work as a career for me. And now, more recently, transitioning into coaching, like even at 21, I knew I wanted to coach and I knew I wanted to help people. It took me a little bit of time, I guess, to really get into doing it. Like, I did a coaching program when I was 21 and just kind of didn't do anything with it because I didn't really know how I wanted to help people. But I guess the things that have been most prominent for me in my life and my purpose, like I've known it from a really young age, but I know not everyone feels like that, and that is totally okay, because knowing your life purpose and finding your life purpose, it's not like a one day you wake up and you're like, my life purpose, I have it, I'm done, I've achieved it, like I'm finished now, see ya. Like, if you did that, then I think you would be dead after that, because you'd be complete with whatever you needed to do here on earth. So I think it's really important to think of life purpose as not being a destination, but a journey of where you are going. And so, a couple ways that I like to think about it are, you can start asking yourself these questions, and it really helps to journal it down, because when you journal, you just really access your inner guidance and your inner knowing, your subconscious. Like, the stuff just kind of comes out in a way that it doesn't if you just think about it or type it on a computer. So I really urge you, like, put pen to paper and just journal on these questions. And so the first one would be, how do I want to grow? Like, what do I want to accomplish? Like, what do I want to achieve as a person? Like, this can be in like personal development, whereas like, okay, I want to be more confident, or like I want to achieve, I want to run a marathon, or like this, that, and the this, that, and the other thing. Anywhere where you're like, I really want to grow in this area. Also, second one, what do I want to experience in this life? Like, do you want to experience like having a partner and like a super amazing loving relationship? Do you want to experience having something you love as your career? Do you want to experience traveling the world? Like, just write it down and don't judge it. Like, I think the thing that I truly believe is that everyone on some level, they know what their purpose is. And if you're alive and you're here, you have one, because if you didn't have one, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have incarnated in this version of you and gone through the experiences you've gone through up until this point. So know that you do have one. And I think a lot of the time we talk ourselves out of whatever our purpose is, because low self-worth, we don't believe we're worthy of it, we don't believe we can have it, we haven't seen an example of someone else doing that, so we don't necessarily think it's possible. But I just want to, like, I guess, urge you to know that whatever it is that you want, you have that desire for a reason. And because you have that desire, like, it's yours, you're meant to have it. Like, not everyone has the same desires. Like, for a very loose example, it'll be like, my desire is to travel the world, and like my dad is so happy to just stay home and never go anywhere, and that's his desire. And so it's like, even though we're related, like, our desires are so completely different. So it's like, whatever your desires are, like, trust that inclination and trust that because you want it, it's like meant for you. Like, you are meant to have the things that you want. You just, like, there's nothing you need to do to be worthy of having it. So it's like, if there's something, this little inkling in the back of your head where you're like, wow, I would love to do that, but straight away your ego's like, no, how are you gonna do that? Like, tell your ego, thank you for the guidance. I understand you're trying to keep me safe and I appreciate it, but in this moment, I just want to tap into what is truly me and what do I truly desire. And so the third question is, so your first question is like, how do I want to grow? Your second question is, what do I want to experience? And then the third question is like, what do I want to contribute in this world? Like, what's something I've moved through that I could help other people with? Like, what's something that changed my life that I want to share with others? Like, this is a great way to go looking for your purpose. Like, what is something that changed your life that you could potentially help change others' lives with. Like, dig deep on this one, and like when you're writing, don't judge what you're writing. Like, just write it down, get it out, put it on paper. Also, I urge you to look at like, what do you love? What do you love so much in this world? And things that are important to you, and start thinking like, okay, well, how could I monetize this? Like, start thinking of like, how can I make this a business? How can I do this like every day? Like, how can I have more of this thing in my life? And I think sometimes, like, I don't know if you get caught up on the idea of thinking like your life purpose means that you're doing a specific job sometimes, but not always. Sometimes it's not actually just about what you do for work. It's about like the overarching theme of how you spend your life and what you contribute and like what you do for other people and how you grow as a person yourself. Like, as I said before, your purpose is not a destination, it's a journey. And sometimes you won't know how to get from A to B without going like all the way around in a different direction and surprising yourself. But you just have to be listening for those little like clues from your intuition and like that guidance that comes through, where to your logical brain it might not make sense, but like on some level your soul knows. So just listening for that guidance and like taking that action when called to do it. So I just want to know below, do you feel like you know your purpose? Are you living your purpose? Are you totally stuck on what your purpose is? Whatever it is, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you later.